Good evening mga kalaro and welcome to the Council of Titos, the show on the Laro-Laro lang channel where Sportitos talk about a different kind of game. The reality TV game show and social experiment that has run for over 2 decades, Survivor. I'm Chief Bisdak Joel Parcon, and with me as always is Vice Chief Bisdak Joao Atienza. What's up, Joao? How are you doing?
Not that great, and we will find out soon enough
as to why. We will find out about it. And we also have with us tonight the man with the thoughts. Let's all welcome back the one and only Martin. How are you doing, Martin?
Hey, Joel. Hey, Joao. Doing fine. I finally found the t-shirt. I can finally be in the video.
There you go.
Finally.
That's like a prerequisite. That's like a prerequisite for the
council to get in. I can never get in. Now I can.
So finally we have Martin with us on the show. Okay, so anyway, so this is the show we actually haven't been able to record for the first 2 episodes and of Survivor. Yeah, thank you, COVID. So anyway, so we're gonna discuss for tonight what we're gonna do for this show. What we're gonna do is we're gonna discuss our thoughts about the first 3 episodes of Survivor season 43. Okay, so without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, first things first, let's talk about the highs of the first 3 episodes. What were the good things that you guys found about the first 3 episodes?
In a way, I'm actually happy that we didn't record for the first episode, because I think the first 2 episodes worked really well. Watched back to back, right? Because like that first episode was just so character heavy, and the second episode was a bit more strategy heavy. So if we had watched it after the first episode, one of my criticisms would have been no strategy. Like because like I know that people like to watch Survivor for the characters, but for me, I like watching it for the game. You know? I like watching the strategy and have like character moments sort of interspersed between those moments to give sort of context as we're seeing the moves.
I see.
But that first episode was all character. We got most of the backstories and all of that, like introducing the characters. So I suppose the high, my first high for the first 2 episodes be how they work really well together as a back-to-back sort of thing, where the first episode was just who are these characters, and the second episode was where we start to see the tribe like divisions, or where we start to see like the hierarchies within the tribe and sort of the power structures within each individual tribe. So that back-to-back was the up.
How about you, Marts? What are some of your highs for the first 3 episodes?
Oh man, Joao was right. You had to watch episode 1 and 2 back to back. We wouldn't have anything to talk about for episode 1 aside from that was just a throwaway vote because they haven't gotten to know themselves for the first 3 days, and that's it. For me, the highlights would be 2 people. It would be the ass man, Cody Assmacher, Assenmacher, because he has living or something tattooed on his butt, like quite literally. And also we had Carla, Godoy, because how they or their teammates convinced their tribe to get those beads in, so the beware advantage would be nullified. Because in the past 2 seasons, that beware advantage has been a thorn on any player's side. Like, if you get it, I can't have the vote unless I say this stupid phrase on a stupid time during this challenge. And if someone knows the other stupid phrase, only then can I get it. And it has to be the other 2 tribes. That's my high, the new beware advantage and their gameplay. I really like to give props to Carla on this, and also Cody and Neka and Jesse on the other tribe.
Yeah.
Because it's not just the ass man who was, operating that one. It was a 3-man operation, but we'll talk about that in the lows because wow, that was a dumb move last episode.
But anyway, I wanna focus
The
on the beware
highs.
advantage.
Yeah.
The beware advantage. Ja, what are your thoughts on the new beware advantage? We've done away with bunny rabbits and mailboxes
Oh,
and
And
uh
the beautiful game of
the
soccer.
beautiful game of
game of
soccer,
soccer.
right? And now we've got beads.
I like it a lot better than the
Butterflies
funny
saying hello.
phrases. Yeah,
Saying hello.
I find it a lot better than the funny phrases. It's like a side quest, and
Mm.
Yes.
it's yeah, it is um something that adds to camp life as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like as opposed to having them just say ridiculous stuff during mat chat, like you get a little bit more camp life, which
Mm.
is kind of fun to see all around.
Yes.
And it
Yeah.
made for that great moment with Cody, Jesse, and NECA,
Yeah. Yeah. And
which
and
was
and
like,
the and the edit for how they were able to get the last one, right? They tried to do what's the name of that other guy? The one from season 41. Was it
Oh
41?
God, the guy who lost
no,
to Erica.
what's it? The one
His beware advantage, the fact
His
that
beware
we didn't know
advantage.
that he actually already knew the
Ooh,
phrase, and
the
then all of a sudden
phrase.
he said it.
Oh my
But
God.
props to the editing
yeah, the
of
editing was
Survivor
so
Yes.
production,
good.
right?
The editing was
For
really
Uh,
them
good.
Wait, you
to
mentioned
have
season
that.
41. Is it the guy in the blue tribe?
Yeah. The guy who
Oh,
learned
Nasir.
English, Nasir. There you
Nasir.
go.
Oh
No,
God, I
Yeah,
in the
there
miss
you go.
series,
Nasir.
yeah.
I love me
Yeah.
Nasir, man.
Like the edit also kind of reminded me, speaking of 41, when
Evie
Xander,
and
Xander,
Xander,
Mm.
yeah.
yeah, Evie
Xander
and
and Evie
Xander,
got
Mm.
the old
Yeah.
switcheroo, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like,
When
oh,
Liana was
flashback,
trying to
like,
do that.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Damn, man.
they're still using some of their editing tricks from that they've learned over the past couple of seasons to give audiences something new, right? Or a twist in the episodes, and that's pretty cool. It's props to the editing team of the production team of Survivor for that.
What did gone by? What about you? Like, what did you think of the new Beware advantage?
Yeah.
It actually it reminded me somewhat of, if you remember, the Beware advantage of I the one where she had to dip her hand in
Oh, the red paint.
the red
Yeah,
paint thing. It sort of reminded me of that because it was contained in the camp, right? It's not
yeah,
something that you have
Yes.
to activate with the other two tribes. It's something like what you said, Joe. It's a side quest, right? It's a side quest. It's a dangerous side quest with it's a risky side quest with a high reward, like
yeah.
a good advantage, right? And yeah, I think that a good mix of, these side quests that are self-contained within the tribe, mixed with beware advantages that require you to interact with the other tribes. That will make for good television, I think. And so far, it's good that they led with the side quests kind of beware advantages for now, right?
Yeah.
Because like you said, it created more tribe life, more camp life scenes for us, and that's actually one of my highs. The fact that we were getting a lot of times the past couple of seasons, we've been asking for camp life scenes, and we got it a lot.
Yeah.
The first three episodes, and that's pretty cool for me. Right?
Because you didn't have to worry about bunny rabbits having dinner in mailboxes
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
Yeah.
awkward, like,
Or
they have to wait a few seconds to see if somebody else is going to say their line, which just makes the challenge a little bit longer.
yeah. Yeah,
oh my God.
in the mat chat, I don't know if that's a term. Is that like a term, and is that jargon for Survivor fans, mat chat, or is that something
Match that.
that our very own Joao Atienza just coined in this show?
But
Oh, it's jargon. Okay,
it's jargon. It's jargon.
But
okay.
yeah, because I am as confused as a goat on AstroTurf right now.
Yeah. So we're done. We've done away with that. Oh, and I I did like the fact that we did have longer run times, at least for the first couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
I was hoping that they were gonna do it for the entire season.
The third episode felt so boring, probably because like it felt like there was nothing going on because it was so
Yeah.
short. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they couldn't make it any longer. Maybe that's why. So yeah, and then what about the were you guys like expecting something to happen during that marooning scene where something similar to what they did in 42, where they had to roll in mud and blood?
Oh yeah, I
I
was like
was looking for that.
tribal
actually.
lands. I was hoping for that because that was something that I quite liked from the previous season, where like
Mm.
right at the beginning they already had some sort of cross tribal lines
Yeah.
thing.
Mm.
But I guess it was production trying to be one step ahead of everybody because everybody was sort of I suppose, having seen 41 and 42, expecting for something like that to happen during the marooning, and so they knew what to prepare for.
Mm.
So production was like, haha, no. We're
Nothing happened.
yeah.
And then all of a
New era,
sudden,
the new era is the old era.
after 2 seasons, it's
After 2
our
seasons.
new era.
Oh God.
But who knows, right?
Yeah.
That sometime somewhere down the line, we're gonna see an edit like there was actually something that happened.
Oh,
They
that would be
just
so
didn't show
cool.
it. That would be pretty cool. What about you, Marts? What did you think? Were you expecting something during the marooning?
Not that sudden because I think we saw that cross tribal lines in the last episode, the latest episode, the third episode, right? When it
Mm.
was, I think, Noel and who were the other two? The
Oh,
one from the
during
Owen.
their journey.
James and Owen.
Yeah.
You know?
Will
By the way,
2.0.
what are we gonna be calling that island, by the way? Because like, that's
It's not
been
Shipwheel Island.
yeah, it's not
anymore.
Yeah, it's
Shipwheel
not
Island.
ship wheel.
There have been a bunch of like people in the survivor community that have been giving their
What are the
suggestions.
names that you've been
Yeah.
seeing?
Island of the Advantages.
What?
Island of the Advantages. Somebody thought about calling it Risky Rock.
Oh,
Because
I like Risky Rock.
Risky Rock is good. Somebody suggested they call it Roxroy's Island.
Rocks.
In tribute of the
A
greatest
tribute
survivor ever,
Yeah.
Roxroy.
But it was is that I don't think that that's not like where they get exiled, right?
I don't think so.
No, it's not. Yeah.
The Island of the Advantages, I guess. Some people have just been calling it Shipwheel Island 2.0.
Yeah, let's just
Even
say
without
it
the
that
ship
way,
wheel.
man.
Yeah, even without the ship wheel, or
I'll be
indeed the
back,
island.
guys.
Okay, wait.
I had to check the island if there were hidden advantages. So yeah, sorry about that. Sorry.
What would you call it, Marts? What would you call the island?
I want to say Roxroy's Island too.
Okay, all right. So are you down with that, Joao?
Or the other one, Risky Rock. Just kidding.
Risky Rock. RR.
Risky Rock, or
Risky
Island of the
Rock.
Advantages, or Advantage Island. If we say any of those, dear viewer or listener,
Yeah.
you know what we're
That's
talking
what,
about.
That's what we're talking about.
Risky Rock.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, so the first 3 episodes were chock full of a lot of things that happened and a lot of highs. Now let's go ahead. Any other highs that you've got?
Quite a lot, man. Jesse is amazing.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Jesse's good.
I really like Jesse.
Yeah.
And he's my winner pick. When we talk about the lows, that's where I explain how he ended up becoming my winner pick.
Yeah, because mine was actually, it's ironic because my goat was supposedly the ass man, but yeah, my winner pick is also Jesse and the ass man, either or.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because like Cody, because Cody was. I really love how Cody's playing so under the radar in a way, right? Because Noel, right? Noel
and
doesn't feel Noel and Justine didn't think that he was playing when really like he was playing in his own sort of Jesse, or in his own sort of Cody way that Jesse kind of talked about. It was like he's being he's just being Cody, and like that's how he plays the game, and he played that. He played really well.
Mm-hmm.
Although, question, question for the council.
Yes.
Did they just delay the inevitable by voting out Justine and then NECA instead of like if they had gone with NECA before Justine?
Oh
Oh.
You
no,
think they would have?
actually,
You think they would have stayed a little bit longer?
Mm.
for me,
Well,
it's like
yeah, go ahead, Marks.
them taking out NECA on a strategic standpoint is a dumb move. Okay, so you want to win challenges. What if the next day you guys are going to be on a mini merge or you guys swap places? There might
Mm-hmm.
be a tribal swap. You're down one guy or one girl who's loyal to your tribe or at least your alliance. Like you can say you want to win, but like episode 4 is usually where you're gonna switch things up in old Survivor or like something else gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah,
So
and
I
we
think that's a
did
bad
get a
move. I
peek
think that's
at what we did get a peek at what's supposed to happen for episode 4, but then again, going by the philosophy of Joao, it's all red herrings, and
yeah,
Yeah, that's all it
nothing
is.
is true.
herrings.
Nothing is
It's
real
all
in the next episode. But supposedly that's where the winning tribe would get the chance to steal something from the losing tribe. I don't know if a swap or a mini merge is gonna happen. But I think that's the big thing at the very least that they've got lined up
Yeah.
for episode 4.
Because I think if they took out who Noel that episode would have been better off because she might have been the glue for the blue tribe or the yellow tribe if she made it to the merge, and they'll be the first targets coming to the
Yeah,
merge.
because Noel already has like
Yeah,
a sort of
Noel has a
alliance with
stealable.
in the
Yeah.
other two
yeah,
tribes.
So
yeah.
that was a
That's
bad move. That was a, like
But
that's my low
yeah,
actually.
going to your question, Jao. Should they have just voted out NECA in episode 2, as opposed to Justine? I'm sure that all three of us would have rather that Justine would have stayed on the Pinoy Pride,
Yeah,
you know.
but
Uh,
she is
yeah.
a
But yeah, I think that it they were giving NECA the benefit of the doubt or
mhm,
giving her a second chance. Yes, it was her again. It was her fault that they lost out on the puzzle in episode 2. I think the fact that they lost the puzzle in episode 3, while
again. Yeah,
NECA was yet again on the puzzle. I think that
the
was the
last
final
one.
nail on the coffin for me. Yeah, it was basically the case against NECA was building up too much, and there was nothing that either Cody or Jesse could say or do to negate the fact that the case was just too high, too
Yeah,
big against NECA moving forward in the game.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Who's got? Well, I don't know, because the other thought that I have for the Vessi tribe is they could just it could end up like a
the green
like an
tribe.
UA sort of situation where coming into the merge there's only Shannon Ricard, but they still
Mm,
manage to kill it in the post merge.
Yeah,
mm,
Like that's the
mm,
other scenario that I'm thinking. I'm thinking of like a Cody and Jesse
mm-hmm.
in in the post merge being all sneaky and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So you would have rather that they kept NECA and then just voted her out right before the merge, so that they get
yeah.
into the merge with just the two of them.
Yep.
Well, anything that would have kept Justine in because she was my actual winner pick.
Yeah, because if you kept Justine, then that negates the game of Jesse and the Ass Man.
Yeah, exactly.
But my
Mm,
winner pick is Jesse, so I didn't like this move.
because
Could
from
have
a
kept
strategic
NECA.
standpoint, they're down.
Yeah,
It's
they're
basically
down.
invested. It's now 2-2.
Yep, it's 2-2. So
Yeah. Not
unless
unless,
there's
but
a
then again,
scramble,
Jesse could always mend bridges with Dwight,
I
his
guess.
Yeah.
island
I
wife.
guess. his island wife.
Because Jesse said, "I'll sign the divorce papers," but he didn't say that the divorce papers have been signed already, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, it could be, I'm reading too much into it.
Wait.
I suppose Martin is checking out the island again.
Yeah.
Sort of like
my bad. Sorry. They're editing me out my island.
No, I was gonna say it's kind of like how Carla saw the beware advantage, left it there, and then went back for it. That might have been what you were doing with the island, man. Like, you went to check the island and then found like a beware advantage,
still there?
Just left it there and came back for a little bit of insight and go back.
Yeah, after talking with us, go back and then try to see if you can find it. So yeah,
do you guys think she made the right call picking up Carla with the beware advantage?
She was successful.
Yeah,
so I guess that
Holy
she made.
Shit.
Yeah,
and she used the situation to her advantage because someone had a birthday and she asked birthday boy, and she made a good story up about her wife. Like, that's amazing. Like, that was the situation to your advantage. That's
I was actually pretty surprised because I didn't peg Carla to be like a strategic a player, but the way that she was able to think that through and come up with that strategy, like what Martin said, coming up with a story of building a keepsake for her wife. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
So there, because that was the thing. If like big props to her, like not opening it up straight away like everybody else has, right? Like, oh yeah, I got to do it, big moves. So, like, she was the person that was sort of reflective enough to be like, let's slow down. I know it's a fast game, but let's slow down and sort of weigh the pros and cons of this. So,
yeah.
After the next season, everybody is going to be holding on to their stuff like nothing else.
That's if bag checking or asking for stuff was hard before, it's definitely going to be so much harder now.
You want my beads? No.
No. Not unless, but they shot 43 and 44 back to back as well, right?
So they can run this at least until 44, and then 45 they can mix it
will
up.
Be a new era.
Yes.
Yeah.
New world order.
It's like new era. So it's going to be at
and then they're gonna go back
47
to the
where it goes back. Like,
and they bring back all stars. Oh, that'd be something. But anyway, 50, Mart, do you have any other highs?
My other highs, wow, the challenges have been good. I didn't skip. I'm surprised. I didn't skip a challenge. I don't usually, watch the full challenge. I skipped to
the
end.
That's where he goes for his bathroom break.
Yeah, that's my bathroom break, man. That's my bathroom.
2-hour episode. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom during the challenge.
Yeah, whatever. So, well, props to them, especially that. I don't know if it's episode 1 or 2. They had to choose a puzzle, right?
Yeah, I think that was
the
first episode.
Man.
Right?
That was amazing.
Yeah,
I like that. That's something new.
Yeah.
So props to them.
And it gave sort of an unfair advantage to whoever finished the first part of the challenge first. Right? Because they had like the easiest puzzle to navigate.
Yeah, just do the straight one.
Yeah. No, that was the second one, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm pissed off. They should have gotten that. That would have been easier for them.
But they still finished their puzzle first, right?
Yeah.
Coco still finished their puzzle first.
Still, like,
it's interesting, because like I can no longer remember the terminology, but in game design, balance, you can talk about balance in terms of the two characters being just basically mirror images of each other. Think of how like Ken and Ryu in the first Street Fighter were just basically the same character color swap. Like that was balanced. But then you see Street Fighter now with all of the millions of characters that are there, and like there's still like some sort of balance there, but it isn't necessarily like the same thing. They have counters to each other. It's up. There's a term for it. It's like a certain type of balance where it is not like a mirror image.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is, and it's nice to see that Survivor is in a way introducing that. Like they're not all doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Because once you have a different type of balance, you introduce another wrinkle into the gameplay, which is that element of choice. Like, what am I going to be doing here? What am I going to, is this the best thing for me, or is this the best thing that's going to get us ahead? It could be like the harder one gets more points or whatever, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's something that they could have they could have added. I was actually
bragging.
half expecting, like in the last episode, that the turtle puzzle, I was half expecting that not that the pieces weren't going to be uniform. Like Coco's pieces weren't going to be the same as the pieces of the other tribes. So, but yeah, in that sense, they're still pretty cookie cutter. But yeah, that first episode puzzle, or if we could call it a puzzle, the choice really created a different kind of wrinkle into the challenge. All right. Any other highs on your lists?
Nah, I'm good.
So many highs. The cast is amazing. I really like this cast.
Yes.
Like everybody in this cast is just really cool. Sammy is just it was just so adorable when it rained, and he said like, oh, when it rains back home, I go into a convenience store and I go home with my mom. I'm like, he's 19.
He is 19.
He's 19.
He's 19. He's 19.
Freshman college. 19.
That's the good thing about devoting a lot of time to character in the first episode, because you see that. I mean, you get all the scamp life, you get all of these confessionals, and in a way, the show is establishing the world that they were creating with these three tribes, right? But yeah,
Yes.
I agree with you. This cast seems like a good mix of really interesting characters. Really interesting characters. Right.
You don't have anybody there that like they Survivor has archetypes, right? Like this is something that we know, but what I feel like they've been doing in the new era is in the new era. I have to do that with air quotes. Is they take what we think of as sort of an already established archetype, but then kind of throw a little twist into it. Like the like Justine, like they have like the archetype of like the model type person, but she supposedly is pretty sporty, like rides ATVs and stuff. So it's like, yeah, this is they don't put they don't seem to be putting the cast into casts,
yes,
if you will.
Yes.
And I guess that makes for more compelling television.
Yeah. What about you, Marts? What are your thoughts on the cast of this season?
They're a fun bunch. I especially like the ass man, Cody.
So you're really like zoned in on Cody. All right.
Because he reminds me a bit of Xander, but without the without the hey guys, doing fine. He's like more of the polar opposite in personality. He's like the energetic, hey guys, let's chill out here, hey, let's get some beads, put it on my cap, before we go to the travel account. So he's like the surfer guy.
I get the feeling
Xander. He's the surfer.
Yeah. Xander tried to portray like the surfer dude.
This
Um,
is the real deal.
but I get the feeling that Sammy is the type of player that we were all expecting Xander to be towards the end
Yeah.
of his season of Survivor. Like, yeah, the sort of consensus at the end of Xander's season was that it felt like he wasn't playing as hard. So here we have, Cody. Here we
Sammy.
have Sammy, the young guy, who is the quote unquote Xander, but like playing super hard.
Yeah.
He wanted to break that idea that the young kid can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even quote unquote misrepresents himself as a 22-year-old instead of a 19-year-old. I mean, it's what are your thoughts on that thought process? Like you add 3 years to your age.
It's a no. Uh the younger the age of a person, the more each year counts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's like it's like a 10-year age gap between a 31-year-old and a 41-year-old in a relationship isn't as bad as a 10-year age gap between an 8-year-old and an 18-year-old.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
Okay.
each year feels like it counts for more.
Mm-hmm.
Like to my mind, there is a big difference between 19 and 22.
Yeah.
In that
Right?
age
That
range.
is somebody that has had some years experience in college,
Mm-hmm.
as
Yes.
opposed to somebody that just graduated from high school, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And even though that's just 2 or 3 years, that makes a world of difference in our minds.
Mm.
But
So
there's
it's all about also how others will perceive him. If he's a
Yeah.
22-year-old, he'll be perceived as more mature,
yeah,
more
yeah,
trustworthy, maybe even.
yeah, yeah, because time is there is both the subjective and objective elements of time.
Mm-hmm.
Objective being like a year, but
Mm.
the subjective element being what does a year mean? How do you
Represent. Yeah.
experience a year? And what the the subjective element of time changes as a person gets older.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
think it was a pretty good move on his part
Mm-hmm.
because 19 is a dude that calls their mom when it's raining, whereas 22 is somebody that'll walk home with an umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True. That's right. That's right. That's right.
True.
Wow. Survivor. We talk about a game. We end up talking about philosophy as well. Marts, any thoughts on that?
Same thing. That's a big jump from 19 to 22.
Mm-hmm.
But if that was like, oh, I'm 30, but I want to say I'm a bit older, I'm like 33, like that doesn't mean anything because you're still
Mm.
in your 30s. This one is a big jump.
Mm.
Because remember,
Yeah.
way before Xander, there were like a couple of people who tried to fake their age,
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? Before the winners at war thing, and it didn't work for them. So hopefully it works for this guy.
Mm.
You know? Hopefully
I would say that
works.
it's kind of working for Sammy because he
Yeah.
actually does act older, and
Yep.
the
Yeah.
way that he
So that's
thinks
good.
is older as well. Aside from that testimonial about the rains and
Mm.
him calling his mom and everything. Aside from that, everything, even the way that he talks with his tribe mates is
Actually,
different. Yeah, and he's
though I'm
As
taking
a
opposed
charge.
to
little
as opposed
concerned
to Dwight, who also says like, yeah, I'm a as opposed to Dwight, who talks about playing a big
interviewing
game,
people.
but like
Yeah.
I don't know, didn't do too
Mm,
well talking to Jesse.
mm,
Like,
Nah, he
mm,
ain't good. It's
right?
yeah.
like I don't know. He seems to be like underperforming right now, so I hope he's gonna, try and catch up to the game. But he
Hopefully
seems
he
Yeah,
like to
does. Well,
be
hopefully.
especially after this last
yeah,
vote, right?
because it seems like
Mm,
he's gonna be either a pawn of Noel's crew or Jesse
Mm-hmm.
right now.
yeah.
That's all he is gonna be. That's
For
So
now.
far, uh from what's his name from Dwight, you're getting 0 vote finalist vibes.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, it's hard for me to see him. I actually, it's hard for me to see him getting to the merge even for
Yep.
now. Yeah,
Hmm.
not unless he really
Ah.
flies in the middle, because that's one
Right.
way of getting to the merge. You fly right down the middle path, and then you don't really you essentially make yourself a pawn,
Yeah.
which is what he's doing right now. Any other highs?
That's all for me.
Mm.
Got nothing for you.
Oh, all right.
Grab your stuff and let's go to the lows.
All right. Let's go to the lows. Let's start with Morton.
Again, my lows is should have kept NECA. Should have kept NECA.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Why?
you already took out Justine. So what was the track record there? If you were going for loyalty, stick to loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
You can go F all and like lose. Just
Mm-hmm.
keep your tribe strong. But there's a loose end there, and that's Noelle now. And she may get in the head of Dwight.
I think she
Make it
already is in the head of
right.
Dwight.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. That's a problem now. That's a low
Hmm.
for Jesse and you know,
Mm-hmm.
Cody.
Mm-hmm.
The other low would be, well, oh god, who's that guy? The beard guy, the bearded guy?
Gabler.
Gabler.
The
Oh.
Ah,
Gabler. He's like a reverse Sammy,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
He old, but he acts
Literally,
a bit
because he's the
more.
oldest in the cast.
But he seems to be like the one day baby. Even I think one of the cast
Mm.
members mentioned that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He seems to be starting to be a liability. Hopefully not. Hopefully he won't be. Hopefully it's just him adjusting to the islands. Because God, I thought he was gonna like breeze through the physical challenges. So far, so
What
good.
about
He's still okay.
lowlights in not in terms of cast members, Marts? Do you have any lowlights not in terms of cast members?
For me, like I don't know, maybe just nothing. That's it. Just the general strategy of what happened last episode. I'm like a bit annoyed because in episode one, you don't have anything to go about for the first 3 days. So I understood why they had to vote out what Mariah.
Mariah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just a vote for me.
Mm.
All right.
I
Okay. What
think they
about you,
just
Joao?
My lowest low is that Cody didn't keep the hat.
Wait, why did he throw
he
away
didn't
the
keep
hat?
the hat.
No, I mean like
We don't
he
see it
has
anymore.
he has the idol. The idol is now like a
A
bracelet.
bracelet.
Ah,
Right?
damn it!
It would have
I
been
didn't
so
notice
cool if he
that.
was just wearing that hat and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
during
the whole
tribal
time.
council he like takes off his hat and he says like I'd like to play my idol Jeff and he's like whoa whoa immunity hat whoa like so like the lowest low was the fact that it's now a bracelet and is not an immunity hat.
Yeah. Who knows? It might have gotten blown off by the wind, maybe.
Right? We all thought that the thing in Survivor China was pretty cool, like that little square that
Yeah.
was like we all thought that was cool. The hat would have been cooler.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. And the fact that
Yeah.
he made it himself, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
like people make fake idols. Here was Cody making a real idol.
That would have been a survivor first. He
Yeah.
actually made an idol. Right?
So but um, in in all seriousness, um, by default, here at the Council of Titos, our winner pick has to do with anybody that has Filipino blood.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Like it's one of those it's one of those things. And or at least for me, right? At least
Mm.
for me, we as a group kind of jokingly say like, yes, that's our winner pick, Erica. Like, yes, but for me, I'm like, yeah, that has to be my winner pick. And when we didn't have a Filipino player in the previous season, my mind instantly went to, all right, who's from near the Philippines? Hi, he's from a Vietnamese family, Southeast Asia. Let's go. Right?
yeah.
So, um,
Still
so
high on
so
high.
so my winner pick obviously had to be Justine.
Unfortunately.
She does software sales. That's literally my little brother's job. Like my little brother does software sales. No, not only software sales. He works for a cybersecurity company, and he is part of their sales team. So I'm like, all right, this girl is going to be my winner pick. But I was thinking like, all right, but who's the other winner pick? Who's going to who are we going to sort of hedge, right? As listeners might know, I used to be an educator. So my other winner pick was Mariah Young.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry, Joao.
So like, oh no. The first two episodes were like, oh, my heart. Which explains the I'm not doing too well right at the beginning or right at the top of the episode. So yeah, that's my low. It was like devastating to see the first two winner picks. See my winner picks as the first two, the first two booted out. And it stung a little bit more because what's the word in English for paasa? Medyo paasa pa. Because like it was giving me there's a little bit of hope, like right at the end of it's like, right, so your second pick was first boot. That's fine. We still have Justine. Let's go.
Pinoy pride.
Cybersecurity sales. Come on.
Okay, going with that. Who was it? It was Jet. Who was it? Who was in sales as well? Was it
Cody?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you agree with his estimation that if you say that you're a salesman, you're technically putting a huge target in your back?
I don't know if salespeople have that same sort of how do you call it?
Bad rep.
Yeah, that sort of reputation, right? Because like salespeople can have a pretty terrible reputation, man. Like kind of sleazy, maybe. Like,
underhanded, just to make sure that you buy their stuff.
Yeah, we'll use sometimes people that sell insurance, and I am only saying this because it has happened to people close to me, or a person close to me. Somebody that was selling insurance was sort of leveraging that friendship to kind of force the person to buy insurance.
Ooh.
When
so it's like
like very very survivor in the not survivor context that is life.
It sounds like a pity buy more than anything else.
But then you realize that you're parting with millions of pesos.
Yeah. That's a bad pity buy.
So that's like that's like that's pulling a string that you probably shouldn't be pulling, right? That's playing a card you probably shouldn't be playing. So like I used to do sales. I left that world after about a year. I couldn't take it. But yeah, there is that sort of reputation. I don't know if it's changed, right? But in a way, even Justine in her exit press has said that it might not have been the smartest thing to say that she was in sales.
Or it might be something. It might be something cultural in the US. Maybe.
I don't know. Could be. Right.
That salespeople are sneaky.
Yeah, basically.
Because of the ABC, always be closing.
Yeah, as proven by Cody.
Yeah,
sneaky guy, man.
Sneaky guy, the sneaky guy that Martin loves.
Yes, man. Yes.
And I would imagine that there aren't very many high-rise buildings in Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, for it
and
to
for
be a
him to
successful
make
elevator
yeah,
salesman.
he must be pretty damn good.
Remember, yes, tattoo of living is butt.
So the and so the reason so the reason that Jesse is now my winner pick, and this could be like, you know, the Joao kiss of death for Jesse.
Damn it,
I've decided I've decided that my
two.
I've decided that my winner picks are going to be determined by whoever my initial winner pick is, whoever gets credit for taking them out.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right.
Whoever gets credit, so whoever the show gives credit for taking them out is who my next winner pick is going to be. Like it should just, you know. So Jesse on the show got got
the credit for taking out Justine.
The credit for taking out Justine. So by default, I guess it's now Jesse. And he has a really cool story as well. Like,
yeah, he's a like what we said in our highs. This cast a lot of interesting characters. Jesse is a very interesting character.
Oh, and I used to teach Philippine politics and governance, which is like baby.
So that's him.
It's like baby's first political science. You know?
Yeah. That is so. Yeah. Any other lows, Martin?
I'm good, man.
You're good. Joao?
Should have kept Neneka. That's it.
I have no idea who Coco is.
We're gonna. I've got something to say about that, but that's gonna be for later.
Yeah, but like that's for our like. I get the feeling we're going to call the entire tribe purple, right?
Like, no, hey, exactly. Blue is near purple. Have to add another color.
Yeah, but before we get to that, let's go ahead and give our predictions. What are your predictions for the next couple of episodes, maybe, or even for the entire season?
Or what would we like to see, perhaps?
Yeah,
you know, there is some speculation going on online that the edit is setting us up for a Mike Gabler quit.
A quit?
Oh,
wow!
Or a medevac.
A medevac. Although, I because I started because in all honesty, Gabler was my winner pick. Is my winner pick, right? Because I just find him so in the preseason press, he looked so cool with especially with that time where they were showing him all muddy and stuff, and then he was like really intense and fierce. He was like, whoa, and this is like a 40 or what? How old is he? 52-year-old, and he's like that. And then as the episodes progress, he's deteriorating and stuff. But in the challenge though, I think that he did pretty well. I mean, he was pretty on form when his dives. Right? I didn't maybe that was because he did say something to the effect of, I need to go on hibernation mode so that when it counts, I can be there. Right.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's been trying to do, because again, we don't have a Jonathan anymore who just breezes through all of these challenges and doesn't seem, and only deteriorated towards the back end of the season, right? But Gabler, probably because he's like million years older, he's deteriorating that much faster. But I think that his strategy of going on hibernation before challenges, I think that might work, although it won't do good for his social game in camp, right? Yeah.
That being said, or speaking of Gabler, right? I'm excited to see how the whole thing with Ellie plays out, right? Like, because towards the beginning, it felt like Ellie was playing really hard and she was playing really well, right? But then, like in this most recent episode where we got to see Baka camp life, it's like she thinks that the dude that is a surgeon, a heart valve specialist,
Yeah,
because that's what
Gabler.
he is, right? He's a heart valve specialist. Like he has to be pretty
Yes.
smart to do that. Like, being able to do that, to try and think that he is that dumb. you know
Hey, it happens. Like we had a seasoned what do you call that? Poker player got,
Yeah.
in Cagayan, got voted out in the 6th day by someone who threw the rice.
yeah.
Right? We
Yeah, but
had, that guy.
like Ellie, the audacity of thinking that she can outsmart somebody that's probably really smart, like at the very least, think of this person as your intellectual equal. Don't so I'm excited to
Yeah.
see how that all plays out, because I'm hoping it's like one of those instances where they're all where Ellie and Janine are like, okay, we gotta take our shot at Gabler, and he's gonna go out with an idol in his pocket or whatever, and then like Gabler just plays it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because his idol is still active. Gabler's
Yeah,
idol is still active because
yeah,
he's only gone through one tribal.
yeah. So
It goes inactive after his second tribal. Yeah. And then
that idol is really imba.
yeah.
Just
As an early game advantage, it's a huge advantage, right?
especially with the smaller
Yep.
tribes.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
if these were huge tribes, that becomes like super weak because
Yeah, you go through several tribals.
yeah,
You
but
have
then
a bigger
like
chance of going through several tribals. Yeah.
with the six with the
Six,
six
there's six.
people
Six.
tribe,
Yeah.
6-person tribes, like God, that is such a strong idol. And like provided they manage to do well, which they've been doing fairly well for the most part of this pre-merge, like that might even last him into the merge.
Yeah.
And not everybody in the game knows that he has that idol.
Wait, who has he revealed it to? Has he actually even
Everybody.
revealed?
The Baka tribe, right? But
Yeah.
then if they manage to
Oh
make
yeah.
it into the merge, and this never happens, but if they do happen to stay Baka strong,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like everybody else from Coco and Vessi don't know that
That
uh
he's got
yeah,
this idol for one more, and they can use that to their advantage
yeah,
to pick out someone else.
yeah. So unless it expires at the merge, right? Which is something that
We
happened
haven't.
with the
Yeah.
beware advantages in the past. Uh
True.
yeah,
But
but
yeah. But it's not a beware advantage though. Is it? Was it? No, it's
or
not.
advantages,
Yeah,
but
it was.
advantages in the past have an expiration date, man.
Yeah, it was an RR advantage, right? It was a.
Yeah. It was Island of Excessive Advantages.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Martin, what are your predictions, or what are things that you would like to see?
Well, my prediction is, the red tribe might keep losing. They're the new green tribe. That's what I see. That's how I
Mhm.
see it. Unfortunately, hang in there, Jesse. Hang in there, ass man. What else do we have?
So you see that they're gonna lose two more times, at the very
At
least.
at the next 3 episodes, 2 out of 3 at most.
Oh wow.
Because
Oh,
speaking of 2 out of 3, because they have 33.3% chance of winning. Then you add Kurt Angle in the mix. He's not even going to try to take out that. Steiner
them
man.
them's be some fighting words, Martin.
You know, I hope that's not true. I hope I'm wrong. But what I'm expecting is it's gonna be an interesting merge, regardless of who's gonna stay, who's gonna go. I like this guy. This guy's gonna be good.
Mm. Okay.
Hoping for no medivacs. So yeah.
Yeah, because
I really hope
I
because
doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah.
But oh, and there has to be an episode coming up that is like a slaughter.
Huh?
There has to be an episode coming up that has like 2 or 3 people eliminated.
Oh yeah, a double elimination.
Yeah, because like they've had 2 longer episodes, and usually those have more than 1 elimination on it.
Yeah.
So there has to be like a bloodbath coming at some point.
True.
Could be the merge episode where 4 people are voted out. Oh my god.
Those who lose the chance to be part of the merge tribe.
Oh yeah, because they have to earn the merge. So they divide
you don't
them up.
Earn the merge at all.
Yeah, so they divide them up into 3 tribes, and like everybody that is last is like instantly eliminated. Oh, amazing race style.
Oh god! So long it's not as bad as the challenge finale. Oh god, I don't want to talk about that.
So one thing that I do expect, I do hope that they pay off. Like we saw. Wait, did I freeze? No, I didn't freeze. Did Martin freeze? No. Okay.
No.
I thought that you guys froze. Anyway, so one thing that I hope that they do pay off is because we've been seeing it in the logo, the kraken or the octopus, right? And we've seen it in the thing that Jeff uses to snuff out the flame. I hope that we see it as part of a challenge. At the very least, an aesthetic thing where you have to like go into the belly of the kraken or something. I hope that we see something like that coming up as part of this, because in past seasons they've been showing stuff that weren't really part of the season. I hope that they finally listen to the fans and actually make things that they show be part of the season. But other than that, I personally I don't. It's hard for me to come up with predictions right now because it's. Going back to what you said, Joao, it seems that there's a lot of balance in the way that the cast has been put together, the tribes, the way that the tribes have been put together, despite the fact that Vezi has lost twice. Right, so it's hard for me to figure out any predictions as to what's gonna happen next.
So basically, what we're saying is, even though the logo has Chthon on it, really we're looking at Thanos.
Balanced as all it should be.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it's yeah, we keep on, yeah. I do hope that they finally show connected to the season though.
Oh, we've been burned twice before in this new era.
Yeah.
Where like, where was the maze in 42? Like,
yeah. Well, at least now it's part of Jeff's like torch snuffing thing. But if it's just that,
yeah, corny, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the thing in Survivor 41? Let me just pull up
what is
the
it?
logo.
Wasn't it
was
like
like
ship wheel?
It was a torch in the middle of the water. Like there was a hand in the.
Oh, so it was like old school.
It's like the Lady of the Lake.
Yeah. Yeah.
But instead of like a sword,
yeah,
it was a torch. A torch. Where was the person drowning with like a torch?
They all have torches.
All of them.
Yeah.
It's their life. It represents.
It's their life. Because in the game of Survivor. All right. Any other predictions or things that you want to see in the next couple of episodes?
The next episode is called Show No Mercy.
Uh-huh.
Who
Cobra
gets that
Kai?
line?
Cobra Kai. No mercy.
Let's add that as part of our who gets the line? Who gets the line?
Show no mercy.
Yeah.
Because this episode, the most recent episode, Jesse got the I'll sign the divorce papers. Owen got the lovable curmudgeon, and Cody got the live-in. So who gets
tattooed on his butt?
Who gets Show No Mercy?
Guess it's gonna be the Gabler guy. The Gabler.
You think Gabler is gonna be the one who says that?
Yeah, he might be a Cobra Kai fan.
from 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 the promos, it does seem that sorry, excuse me. It does seem that Baka is the one that gets to steal from the other tribes. At least that's what I picked up. But again, going by Zhao's philosophy, it's all a red herring. That's not what's gonna happen. Uh, yeah, it looks as if it's going to be someone from the Baka tribe, and yeah, since Gabler is from the Baka tribe, it might be him.
Baka lang, di ba?
Yeah, it might not be. I don't necessarily think it's gonna be because he's a Cobra Kai fan though.
Yeah. Should have strike first.
What about you, Zhao? Who do you
I
think it's gonna be?
it's I get from the Baka tribe, but I'm gonna say it's coming from Ellie.
Ooh. Mm. Why so?
It just sounds like something she would say.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, more than Gabler actually, I think. Gabler is for the most part, while he looks fierce, he looks like a gentle giant. Right?
Yeah, he's it's it, it's Owen. Owen is the one that's called a lovable curmudgeon, but like I could also see that applying perhaps to Gabler.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I call Owen Woo too.
woo woo.
Yeah. Yeah, woo woo. Yeah. Because yeah, he really
He has
reminds me
that.
of Woo. Except that it's Cody who who lives like Woo. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's it for predictions. Let's go to our survivors of the first 3 episodes. The first thing that we have is who is your castaway of the first 3 episodes? I think I have a good idea who Martin's is. But anyway, Martin, who is your survivor of the first 3 episodes?
Well, you tell me it might be Cody, but it's obviously Jesse. He's also a
Wow.
fellow political science related guy.
Wow. Talk about like a talk about
Because for every big
twist.
ass man, there's a smart man in the back.
That
Oh?
doesn't sound too
That doesn't.
Yeah. Let's just say there's this master strategist, and his name is Jesse. Right? For me, he's until the end of episode 3, he's like my favorite survivor of the 3 episodes. He like masterminded the whole voting strategic thing. Technically, that's still his strategy, voting Neka out. Not in agreement, but that's still him driving that. Like I think Cody's just riding on the coattails right now.
Ooh,
of the strategy
of Jesse.
Yeah.
What about you
guys? Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's Cody.
Ooh, so we're reverse.
Oh, it's a reverse.
Why do you have Cody as your castaway of the first 3 episodes?
Because of what's it? Because we get full sort of story with Cody, right? With Cody, we are taken on a journey, and we are shown a journey. Like with Jesse, we're told his story, and it's an amazing story. And we see him get to be the mafioso that Boston Rob wishes he could have been that first time he was playing Survivor. With Cody, we get to feel a sort of character arc in a way, where we see movement from that sort of carefree, like, yeah, man, whatever, to finding out that, well, one, there is purpose to it, and two, there is a little bit more strategy behind what we think of as a dude that's just happy to be there, you know? So we get to see that story, or at least the editors were able to piece that story together from the material that they had for the first 3 episodes, which is why I think he is the survivor of the first 3 weeks, because he was one of the ones that had like narrative.
Oh,
if that makes sense, right? Like an island, a compelling island sort of story
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that that I can see. I mean, we could say that like there's Jesse and sleeping in the couch and all of that, but you know, I don't like stories that end in divorce.
Okay. Yeah.
You never know. The next episode it might be where they get back together, and
Yeah.
that's going
Yeah.
to be your triumph of the human spirit, sort of uplifting
Mm-hmm.
moment in the Jesse Dwight narrative. But it's not in the first 3 episodes.
It's not in the first episode, so that's why Cody has your vote. I'm actually also going for Cody. Cody is my
nice.
survivors of the first three episodes. Uh, if we had actually gotten around to recording preseason, I would have actually picked him to be one of the first few to get voted out early, because in his preseason press, Cody said that he was gonna come out playing hard all the way, and that for me was a red flag, and I think that
Yeah.
it made me think that he was gonna get voted out early, because that's what tradition has been happening. You play hard too early, you get voted out right away, right?
Yeah.
True.
But to my surprise, first episode we see like a Hang Ten living, right?
On his ass.
Yeah, yeah, okay, that's where it is. But yeah, you've got you we s- I saw a different kind of Cody, and in all honesty, he is though his experience right now on Survivor. Uh, Personally, that's how I would like to play if I found myself lucky enough to get on Survivor, just to enjoy the
Yeah.
experience. Although I do know in my heart of hearts that I'm going to play strategic, and I do think that Cody is also still doing that. He is still
Yeah.
doing. He's playing hard, but he just has that. Okay, I play hard, by looking for that guy who can think for me while I enjoy the island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that I think that he, for me, that's the reason why he's the castaway for the first three episodes. Any goat of the first three episodes?
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah.
Let's go with Joao first.
We're gonna have to say Necker, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, if there was someone who like, but yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
I mean,
Not only
it
because she got
wasn't.
voted out most recently.
Yeah, but because it was shown on I'm pretty sure that that wasn't really what happened, but like that's what the show was showing us.
Mhm.
That's what the editors sort of wanted us to see. So, who am I to argue with the editors?
That okay. What about you, Marts?
Oh, for me is like, yeah, NECA, because he fumbled, and yes, he was dragged on to the next day for to be voted out. Because when you're going, it's either you get dragged in to vote, survive it, or you're gonna be dragged until the end.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been the one to be dragged until the end for that alliance. Sadly, no. So we'll see if it bites them in the butt or if it's gonna make them, what's that say? Ooh, wow. Wait. God, what's season 41 something? If it might make them the Vessi 4, Vessi strong,
Mm.
Yeah.
until the
There's
merge.
also an argument to be made for Dwight.
Mm. Yeah,
There's
because he's
also the
been playing
argument.
like smack in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that that got me to raise my eyebrows at Dwight's game was when he lost his vote, he was still playing as though he had one.
Yeah.
Insisting that this is how things ought to be,
Mm-hmm.
when you know he's essentially playing from the bottom, and you're supposed to play differently when you play from the bottom, right? You're supposed to be a lot more accommodating to what other people are going to be. Like that would have been the ideal time for him to be a number for Jesse.
Yeah.
And when he gets his vote back, then he gets to say to Jesse, like, hey, bro, like, I went with you last time, your turn to go with me. And he has his vote at that point. So he wasn't playing as he was playing as though he had a vote when he didn't. So that was another, that was a moment that I was like, oh.
Yeah, Dwight. But okay, so say because it was more or less unanimous vote the last time out. It was only Noelle who voted. Who did she vote? She voted, I think, also Neka, right? That was her vote in episode 2, right? When Justine was voted out, or no, Cody. She voted for Cody.
Cody
They voted for Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dwight could have been. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and the fact that he has been playing the middle all throughout, and I guess the fact that we're talking about Vessi the most show. I mean, they're the ones that have been shown the most to us at the very least right now, aside from the other tribe, Baka. Which leads us to our purple of the first 3 episodes. And I think, do we have a unanimous decision on this? But no, let's start with Martin. Martin, who is your purple of the first 3 episodes?
Oh God, it's hard because it seems like it's one until episode 3. It feels like it's most of the blue tribe. Most of them, if not all.
Yeah. And Joe?
Who is James?
He's the birthday boy.
Oh right, the birthday guy. Shit, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So it's like the whole blue tribe, man.
The whole blue tribe.
It's so sad. It's so sad because who's
Carla did a great job in episode 3.
Yeah.
Just to get those things. Just for us to get an introduction of who the hell they all are. These are the people in my tribe. I'm Carla.
Actually.
Here's birthday boy. Here's this guy. I need to get his,
what's the name of the dude who podcasts with Rob Sesternino on Rob Has a Podcast?
What, Stephen Fishbach?
Yeah, Fishbach. Like, what I find so funny is that when they were doing the introductions of the tribes, like when they were doing all of their preseason podcasts, it might have been Fishbach who made the joke, like, and the next tribe who is begging you to remember them, Coco, right? which is kind of funny, right? Because, like, Coco who?
Yeah.
There's
for the most part. And Martin's right. Had it not been for Carla's Beware Advantage shenanigans, we probably wouldn't have known about more. Yeah, we probably wouldn't have known Coco. Yeah. And it's also fortuitous that James had a birthday and they celebrated his birthday.
And it had a plot in the whole Beware Advantage situation. Yeah. Had it not been,
had it not been for all of that, we wouldn't have known who Coco, the tribe, Coco.
Yeah.
Right? And it's also a side effect of the fact that they have been winning. They haven't had any adversity, so there hasn't been any, and I don't think that there's been drama in their camp yet, because otherwise that would have been already featured. But the fact that it's still all kumbaya on their tribe, that adds more to the idea that they are the purple of the first 3 episodes,
and they're the potential train wreck for the post-merge.
That's true, because they haven't faced adversity yet. When they face adversity, they're probably gonna it's gonna be harder for them to adjust.
Who's Cassidy?
Cassidy is the girl with the nose ring,
right? Like,
yeah. But for me, and in the blue tribe though, Lindsay, another Lindsay. Another Lindsay, Joe. Another Lindsay is a purple.
Oh no! Not another.
That's actually why I remember. That's actually why I remember who Lindsay is, because of the association with the previous with the previous season.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I couldn't.
Recent memory, Lindsay, that the person that is one of the more advanced in years. What is it? Advanced in years.
Yeah.
Later years within in the tribe, right? Like that's why I remember who Lindsay is. Like,
any other thoughts, Marts?
Nope, got nothing for you.
All right.
All good.
Okay. What about you, Joe?
Yeah,
that's it for the first
I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season because I like the cast.
Okay. And so that is it for the first 3 episodes of Survivor here on the first episode of season 4 for season 43 for the Council of Titos. We hope that you all enjoyed our takes on the different episodes of this season. Next episode, as Joao said, it's called Show No Mercy, Cobra Kai, according to Martin. That's gonna show up on Thursday here in the Philippines. So be ready to catch that, and we will give you our takes as well after that episode. Now, if you liked our video, hit the like button so we don't get voted off of the channel. Also, consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so you'll get notified whenever we come up with new content on the Laro-Laro Lang channel. This channel has other shows on it focused on sports and other similar things. Anyway, this has been Chief Bisdak.
Oh, wait, before we go, if you don't want to see me wearing this shirt, and if you don't want to see Martin or Joel, you can just listen to our voices. I'd like to think that we sound better than we look.
That's true. Where can we hear our voices, Joao?
That was just whatever podcast app you have.
Yeah,
we're on
just
Spotify. We're on Spotify, right? We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts.
For Council of Titos on
Google Podcasts.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
And,
all right. Again, this has been Chief Bisdak, Joel Parcon.
I'm Joao. I totally forgot that I have to come up with some witty thing that's related to the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, and my name is Martin.
we hope that you can join us again on the council soon. Until then, stay safe, everyone. The Titos have spoken.